When you created this company, did you think that Netflix would turn into what it is today?
I am as surprised as anyone. In fact, I am more surprised than anybody. When you start a company, you of course have no clue what's going to happen, and I was purely trying to get past each week at a time. The fact that it is where it is today, all over the country, all over the world, I am astounded.
Because you thought it was originally a DVD by mail business?
Well, it was a DVD by mail business, and of course when we were starting, that was our aspiration, was basically just to be a video store. I mean, our goal at the beginning was if we could get into the top 5 of the video, be the top 5 video chains, we would consider that a success.
Right.
We never imagined that eventually we could take down Blockbuster, that we could pass HBO in subscribers. This is all such astounding things for not just for me, any founder. No one really expects their company is going to be like this until it gets there.
Right. Mark, you continue to own shares of the company?
I sure do. I must say it's somewhat emotional at this point because it's kind of your baby, but
right.
I absolutely do. So I'm as pleased as anybody with the performance.
So when you look around the media landscape and you see, for example, news today that Amazon effectively is going to start offering a monthly version of their Prime subscribership just for the video piece to go against what Netflix is doing. When you see HBO announce that they're going to do 600 hours of original programming, how much tougher do you think it makes it for Netflix?
Well, it's always been tough for Netflix. I mean, even from the very beginning, any startup is tough. And as you crest one hill and you think you've achieved something, all you see is an even bigger mountain in the future. But in many ways, the fact that other companies are coming in and competing this way is a validation of a lot of the things that we believed at the very beginning and that Netflix continues to stand for. That it really is about the convenience of consuming content, and Netflix is phenomenal at that. So even though I don't follow the day-to-day actions of the company, I know from their DNA what competitors they are, I know how innovative they are, I know how willing they are to break rules and change some things. I'm very confident in them.
Do you think there's going to be consolidation in this space? Because we were talking, I don't know, in the 6 or 7 o'clock hour this morning, we're saying if you wanted to be able to capture or watch all of the premium programming, if you will, you'd have to get a subscription to Netflix, you have to get a subscription now to Amazon, Hulu, HBO, Showtime, Stars. I mean, the list can go on, and pretty quick, your cable bill, you're at the same price as your cable bill, if not more.
It's quite frankly, I'm no expert on that, and so I'll leave that to the people who really follow that industry more closely. I will say, as a personal subscriber, I see no problem with subscribing to multiple services. I don't just only watch Netflix. I do watch HBO. I do watch movies from Apple, just the same way I eat at different restaurants all the time. I think one of the wonderful things about this is that as each of these services begins creating their own content, it purely creates an explosion of choice. And I think that's the wonderful thing. Whether that ends up being in the hands of a small number of companies or a large number, either one's fine with me as long as we have great things to watch.
You've heard people talk about peak TV, peak content, that perhaps there's actually too much, overbuild, too much content at this point, with everybody trying to compete against each other. Do you think that 3, 4, 5 years from now, you're going to see some of these companies, including Netflix, scale back their ambitions, not their ambitions, but the actual number of original programming hours?
To be honest, I really couldn't tell you. Since I'm currently not with the company, I'm not active there, so I don't know what their future plans are in that area. Don't know what's going to happen.